The Countries of Asia, Part 4, with Mrs. Norland. The Countries of Asia, Part 4, and an overall review. Here we have the stands and a triangle of 3. Old McRussia had a stand. Old McRussia had a stand. Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. Kazakhstan's a bigger land. Kyrgyzstan's a beard on stand. With Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Old McRussia had a stand. Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. Wasn't that fun? Okay, everybody, let's sing. Old McRussia had a stand. Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. Kazakhstan's a bigger land. Kyrgyzstan's a beard on stand. With Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. Old McRussia had a stand. Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. Good job! Old McRussia had a sea. Old McRussia had a sea. Caspian Sea. T-U-T. With Turkmenistan. T. Uzbekistan. U. Tajikistan. T. T. U. T. Old McRussia had a sea. Caspian Sea. T. U. T. Don't forget the Aral Sea along with the Ural Mountains. Aral and Ural. Let's take time to practice. Caspian Sea. T. Turkmenistan. U. Uzbekistan. T. Tajikistan. Did you notice that Turkmenistan is the stand closest to Turkey? Turkey, Turkmenistan. The Aral Sea is close to Ural Mountains, and they sound kind of alike, Aral, Ural. Caspian Sea, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Aral Sea, Ural Mountains. Kazakhstan is a twin to its neighbor on the east, Mongolia. So if you can't find Kazakhstan, look for Mongolia, its neighbor. And Kyrgyzstan, the beard on stand. We have 2 more stands, old stands, Afghanistan and Pakistan. Let's sing again. Old McRussia had a stand. Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. Kazakhstan's a bigger land. Kyrgyzstan's a beard on stand. With Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. Old McRussia had a stand. Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan. Old McRussia had a sea. Caspian Sea, T-U-T. With Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, T-U-T. Olmec, Russia had a sea. Caspian Sea, T-U-T. Well done. Aral Sea, dropping in by the Ural Mountains. Ready for the mix-up. Say these with me, be quick. Caspian Sea, Aral Sea, Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Turkey, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, China, Russia, Ural Mountains. Saying goodbye to the stands for a while. The triangle of three. George's army has Azerbaijan. Georgia, George's. Armenia, army, linking arms in the middle. Azerbaijan sounds like Azerbaijan. George's army, Azerbaijan. Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan. Say these by yourself. They're kind of tricky, these three. Way to go! Here's a random review of 30 we've learned along our journey. You're amazing. Turn down your sound or sing part 1 with me just for fun. Thumb of turkey. Turkey, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, India and Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka. Yes! Part 1, Black Sea and Mount Everest to end it. Let's try part 2 in 6 rivers with me or sound down. Sailing from Cyprus Island in the Mediterranean Sea, slipped through Egypt's Suez Canal, sunburnt in the Red Sea, sailing around Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman, UAE, just can't wait to get to Kuwait. The Persian Gulf is all you can see. Sakes alive, you've got to dive down to the Maldives or Maldives, Qatar, and Bahrain. Rivers, Nile River, Euphrates, Tigris River, Indus, Ganges River, Yangtze River. Turn down your sound or say part 3 with me. Russia, China, Mongolia, Ural Mountains, North Korea, South Korea, and Japan, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, Malaysia, Brunei, Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, New Guinea, Taiwan, the Himalayas. Finally, the last review, part 4. Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Caspian Sea, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Aral Sea, Ural Mountains, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, look at all of the places and seas and mountains you've learned. Fabulous! 64 in all. You are so smart. I give you an A+.